MCQ 30 have us take a look at the two hormones, estrogen and progesterone, involvement in the maintenance of the menstrual cycle. So doing a little bit of a side summary, estrogen is a hormone that is involved in the repair as well as maintenance of the endometrium lining. It comes up pretty early in the menstrual cycle, and itself we should be looking at from day 6 towards day 13, whereby the repair is going to be pretty essential. And afterwards, if we take a look at progesterone, it's more of a late stage kind of hormone. Its effects include vascularization of the endometrial lining, as well as helping the endometrium lining, stimulating it to release a fluid that is rich in glycogen. So the vascularization increases the blood capillaries so that if there's a possible implantation, the maternal blood supply can very readily provide nutrients. And the fluid that rich in glycogen, a storage polysaccharide, causes it to be able to break down rapidly into glucose, which is also helpful for supporting the embryo to go through aerobic respiration. So it's kind of a late stage. It will appear from day 14 onwards, mostly because we are relying on the build-up towards ovulation. So in the mature egg itself, it will be released out into the fallopian tube. So what we have left behind here is our leftover graphene follicle, which will then be converted into our corpus luteum. The corpus luteum is then responsible for production of the next dose of your progesterone into the system. So with that being said, the timeline in which they appear, estrogen should be coming out very much earlier, and for the case of your progesterone, it should come out a little bit later. So you can see that for general case here for A, we do see a spike in a graph that's going upwards, and it comes down later. And we have another graph here that's actually trailing downwards from there. Now, none of the hormones should be high at day 10. Alright, again, just take note, the axis here started off with day 10 and ended off at day 18. Now, 18 itself, both of these hormones should be slowly tapering downwards, because if there's no possible implantation, it's preparing for the endometrium lining to shed all the way towards day 28 so that it can actually regenerate and restart the entire menstrual cycle. So again, moving up towards day 14, we should be looking at the peak for estrogen. So the orange graph itself could be seen as estrogen. That seems to be fine. But the pink graph definitely cannot be progesterone, because again, it is a pretty late stage hormone. It doesn't appear that fast. So no for option A. Now for option B itself, again, we're going to see that at day 10, both of the hormones are pretty high itself. And you see one of them that's actually spiking upwards. We have agreed that the spike upwards here could be attributed towards estrogen and the eventual fall here. But we do not have our progesterone actually deeping after the process of ovulation and then restoring. It should have been the other way around. So I'll say again, the yellow one could be synonymous with estrogen, but the pink one cannot be synonymous with progesterone. So option B is out. Take a look at option C. You see that there is one hormone that's actually decreasing downwards here. Again, we are basing off all these features with the legend below progesterone using the bow line and the dotted line here with estrogen. So you can see that estrogen is actually dipping down and then slowly increasing. Now this is wrong here, because estrogen, again, it should have been going upwards towards day 14. And progesterone should not start so high and have it coming down. Progesterone should only come up after day 14. So option C, both of the lines are considered to be out. So lastly, for option D, you can see that this is the optimal answer. This increment in estrogen and a relatively low amount of progesterone that only spikes up after day 14. So option D is the answer for MCQ 30.